An increasing number of seniors here are getting divorced after decades of marriage. The trend is said to be due to changing social attitudes to divorce and a greater willingness among women to assert their independence, according to experts. And with us to discuss this today is Senior Social Affairs Correspondent Theresa. Hello. So as mentioned, you spoke to some experts on this matter. So what do they say has changed about the climate?
First, I think the taboo of divorce has eased. Divorce is no longer such a big thing, because you have to remember that this pioneer generation, their parents, come from a generation where divorce is just not done. You married a guy, you live with him, you stick by him until he dies or you die. However unhappy you are, you just have to stay in the marriage. So that has changed, because women are increasingly educated, even among the Merdeka generation, the pioneer generation. And with that, they have more financial resources at hand. And then when they see that, their peers are also, ending their marriages, I think more of them are drawing strength and courage from that, to end a very unhappy marriage, if they so need be. And the other thing which I think counsellors have also pointed out is that a lot of these children are encouraging their parents or their moms, to be specific, to leave their fathers, who have treated them badly. And, these children are in their 30s, 40s, or even younger. And to them, divorce is like, it's not such a big thing. So you have all these changes in values taking place. Yeah.
Right. So what would you say is the impact of this trend?
I mean, obviously, you're going to have a lot more seniors, spending the rest of their lives, their winter years alone. And the question is, do they have enough resources for that? I mean, do they have enough money, or more importantly, or some would say more importantly, enough, family support, emotional support, especially at the age where, you're old, you're weak, you're frail. It's kind of lonely, to live out, your final years alone. And I think the genie is out of the bottle. I don't think this trend will go away anytime soon, and I think the numbers will just continue to rise.
Right, and in fact, you mentioned this a little bit earlier, but if we may refocus back, women happen to be the ones who are asking for these late in life divorces. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think that's the question that many men are wondering. Why is my wife leaving me? I mean, when you talk to counsellors, they hear that a lot. Or the simple answer is that, many of these women have put out with their husbands for years. And, the children are grown, they have flown the nest, and, can't wait to get out of the marriage. But the other thing which I think what counsellors are saying is that men are very happy with status quo.
Okay.
So, unless they have another woman waiting in the wings, whom they are hoping to marry, or if they really cannot tolerate the wife anymore, they wouldn't want out, they wouldn't ask for a divorce. And what I find quite odd personally is that what lawyers and counsellors are saying is that men of an older generation, in their 70s, 80s, some of them feel that as long as they bring home the bacon, they come back to their wives, they have done their part as husbands, as fathers. So, hey, even if I behave badly or I fool around outside, I hate to say this, but they probably feel it's their right. So why are you, asking for a divorce? But of course, obviously, the women see it very, very differently. And let me cite you an example. I mean, a lawyer was telling me about this case. So her client is a businessman in his 60s, and he has two families. A lawful wife, wedded wife, he has a few children. And he has a family with his mistress, also a few children. Okay. And to him, right, he has the best of both worlds, right? And his wife is like all accepting, and they even go on holiday together. So in his mind, everything's fine. And then the wife asked for a divorce. And he was very shocked, because he said, hey, we even go on holiday together.
Wait, the two families go on holiday together?
Yeah, it's very weird, but yeah.
Okay.
So, and the lawyer is saying that, she suspects that the wife is probably just inwardly resentful of this, but, because the children were young at that time or growing up, she had to tolerate with that. But once, they are working and all that, she's not going to put up with his nonsense anymore. And the other thing which the lawyer suspect was that I think she was a bit concerned about division of property. So she wanted to make sure she get her fair share of their assets. So she's asking for a divorce. So, I mean, if you look at divorce stats overall, right, last year, I think about 2 in 3 divorces were initiated by women. I mean, regardless of age group. So, yeah.
I see. So what we're observing is, you would say, sort of like an individual empowerment to pursue their own happiness rather than staying in some sort of, social institution of marriage.
Yeah.
I see. Well, thanks for sharing more with us, Theresa. And if you'd like more news and videos and other stories related to family, do head on to our website. That's www.straitstimes.com. And those are our top stories of the day. Once again, I'm Kimberly Jiao. Thank you for watching The Big Story, and we will see you tomorrow.